morning, all my crafty friends. NanaKaye here with NanaKayeDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. Are we ready to do a project today? Okay. I am doing this journal a little different. We have really got behind on 'Tis the Season. I have done massive amount of prep work. I have gotten backing on most of my journal cards, so we may be cutting a few of those out. I have got tags already done, ready to go, except for the ribbons. I've got journaling cards ready by the dozens here. I've got lots of chip art, what I call chip art, where I've layered my clip art, several layers to make it for little hold down tabs and things. So we're ready to go. Got a few pockets cut out and ready to go. We're going to really do a mass make on this real quick, get through it, because we still got the Tickle Pink journal to go through before the Christmas hits us. So let's get this done, so when Christmas is over with, we can be done with the Christmas pages. Today I'm starting to I just grabbed one of the signatures. As you see, I've already put the signatures together, and I'm going to tell you again why I've already done this. I have another video, and I'm contemplating whether to show it or not. So I'm going to go over this just in case I decide not to let that video go. I wasn't feeling good when I did that video, and it just was a little boring to me, just didn't turn out well. But my idea is this. I want to do it real quick, and I don't want to keep looking. These things keep falling apart and getting out of order, and I've got them in a specific order for a reason, because it works the best with the blends of the pages side by side. So don't want to mix it up. I went ahead and stitched my signatures. I have 3 of them. I went ahead and stitched them together with my red twine that I'm going to use, but I did a backward stitch. I usually have my tie in the center, but I didn't want it in the center. I want this left open to be able to do whatever centerfold I do. The other thing I'm changing on this book, and the reason I'm able to go ahead and stitch these, is because we're not going to pull a page out and work on it. We're going to decide what page we're going to work on, set it aside, and I have made what I call insert bases out of the background pages of this particular kit, and I'll be doing this on all my kit journals like this from now on, and I'll definitely be doing it on the ones like Tickle Pink, where the pages can't be taken out. So we're going to do things a little differently. NanaKaye's going to do differently. What I'm going to do now is pick out what I'm going to call an insert base, because this is going to be my base. It's a 110-pound cardstock. It needs to be pretty sturdy because it's going to hold some weight, and you want it to match somewhat the other page. Now, a lot of it's going to get covered, so exact match doesn't matter, but you kind of want it to match. Even if you go with the same background as the prior page, it would not hurt a thing, which I really don't like that. I think we're getting too much the same, but that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm just going to decide what one I want to go on that side. I really like that, but it really depends on what else I use. And there again, this is not all that imperative as far as what this background card looks like, because, and that's the one I want right there, because you're going to cover a lot. The majority of it's going to be covered. Now, I am going to show you, this is going to be my insert base. Okay, this is what we're going to use for a base. Put my other side. I'm first going to open my red stain. I have not yet purchased any red distress oxide. Don't know if there's such a thing, but I will. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stain my edge. And I think, for all intents and purposes for myself, I am going to round the edges just to give it a little something the size of start squareness. I've got so many curvy lines in my stitching, and my journal card is going to be curved. I am going to go ahead and do the largest curve here and make my corners rounded on my base. This is like, again, this is my base. Don't do anything to the back because it's going to be all glued down. Except you may make it to a pocket. We'll decide that as we're making this kit. What we're going to do right now is a journal card flop. Excuse me, journal card flip flop. It's going to be flips and flops, open and shut. So my inspiration comes from a wonderful artist who does the most beautiful, just regular junk journal. She doesn't use printed kits. She uses all kinds of junk. Well, not really junk. She uses just all kinds of decorative scrapbook paper, and her name is Kate Mower. Pronounce that right. I have been saying Mower, and she has distinctly said it is not Mower, it is Mower. So Kate Mower is my inspiration today. Hey, Kate, hope you watch. Give me a second, guys. I am getting over the flu, so I am dry mouth bad. But anyway, every once in a while I have to take a swallow of my water concoction my husband's made me. He is making me drink water. I hate water, but anyway. All right, so our next step is to decide if we want 3 flip-flops or 4. So let's take our journal cards out. And we want them all probably not too much in difference. So I kind of want them close to the same size. Maybe not the exact same thing. This may be my top one. Kind of like the living room, the Christmas scene. Oh, I even like this Christmas scene better. I got a little more color. So that might be my second one. And because it is such large journal cards, I think I'm going to not put one on the outside edge. So let's see if we can find one more flip-flop. It's on the very bottom. I don't like that one. This one's going to fold down like this. So let's look at that. Let's take a look at what we've got now. So we want this one to flip this way, and this one to flip this way, and this one to flip this way. So if this is the bottom one, and then the living room flips over, we don't want to completely cover that, so it's going to go right about there, and our cute little Christmas girl will go right about there. So I think that's the design we're going to get here. Unless I go a little smaller. Guys, this is just a process, so bear with me. Now, I want to be able to see it, so I think that's my cards. I think I've made my mind up. That's my cards. I don't want so many. I don't want 2. Oh, I like this one too. Let me see how that looks underneath. If I can get all the chair, that would make me a lot happier if I could get all the chair out. So let's see what this one looks like. It's the second flip, and it's still the same. You're not going to get, but I do want to have yourself a Merry Christmas show at all times. So we're not going to get the chair either way. So I'm going to stick with the first one I had, which is usually the way I always do. Okay. All right, let's start with our cards. Let's just don't dilly-dally. Let's go. What the main thing we're doing here is giving you the concept anyway. This is the concept. This can be done with any journal cards, any printed kit. It does not have to do with your Christmas. This journal card flip is just simply a design that you'll be able to use throughout the year in any of the journals that you do. But this is our journal flip insert. So, a journal card flip insert is what we're doing. Again, inspiration came from Kate Mower. Okay? All right, first thing we got to do is decide or to get these attached. Okay, so this one is at the bottom. So what I have to do at this point is I need to get a edging put on this that comes across this paper here. And I want to keep everything looking pretty close to the same. I don't want you to see a lot of my mechanics. So let me go in here and see if I can find some more of my lined paper, because I know it's here. I printed all kinds of things yesterday. So let me find my lined paper. I don't want to make myself angry because I have printed a bunch of it, and now I don't have any idea where I stashed it last night. So, you guys, I'm going to do what I hate doing. I'm going to cut the video off just a second. Find my lined paper. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, easy enough. I found it. I have a pouch with everything in it. All right. My lined paper, which matches the paper that's already on here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure this size here. And I'm going to come down here and try to line this up. So, take my trusty pencil and do my edging. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I want to cut this for straight. That's the first thing. We want it cut straight. And I just want enough that I can make a V-shaped fold. So let's go up maybe 2 inches and fold it at 1 inch. What do y'all say? I think that will work, don't you? That'll give us a nice fold. So let's go up. Let's go up 2 inches. So that's a 2-inch line right there. Let's make sure it's straight. I don't want any error because it looks like this is a little bit crooked on this paper. All right, so right there, we're going to go right there. And we're going to cut. And I'm just going to use my scissors, guys, because there's already lines here. So I'm going to use my scissors. I need to mark that one too, I guess. I need to mark it right here so I know where to start cutting at my line design. Okay. All right, right on that line, I'm going to cut this piece. So this is my attachment. This is the attachment I'm cutting, and you're going to have several of these. So keep your background, whatever paper you're going to use on that. Now, the other thing is, Kate uses washi tape. I have a lot of washi tape, but I would rather use stuff that's already within my design. So, and make sure you keep your paper upright. I don't know that this one, I don't think this one only has a side, but anyway. We're going to go right here with this. We want this one kind of close to this edge. When we flip it over, as you see, it's going to be right here. So we want it close to this edge. Right about there. And I'm going to fold this in half. Now, keep in mind that what's on the back part will go down, so you won't see what touches this. You will see what touches the card, so keep that in mind. But you won't see what touches that white part back there. We'll glue it down. Okay? So, and remember, you want the printed side to show, so this is the way you want it to end up, white, the face to face. All right, so we're going to line this back up on top of this one, like so. Keeping the lines, so that keeps your darling lines pretty well. Okay? See all that? Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to only glue it here, here, and here, and that will remain a space for a pocket. So I'm going to take my cute little circle round. I'm going to judge the center of my page here, and clip me little pocket thumb tab. No, I'm not going to do it very big. Go in with my ink. I don't like white edges. You guys know that by now. I'm just not a white edge person. Make sure my card is right. So I want this at the bottom like this. And I'm going to glue it. Let's make sure our Berry Arts glue is working good this morning. It's been having it's been pulling a lot of temper tantrums. But I have found a way to keep up with my needle. I use my sponge thing here and just stick my needle in it when I'm doing it. So, pocket style. Up that edge, along this edge. There's my pocket style. Let's look again. Make sure we got it going on right. Line it up on here. Like so. I'm trying to keep the lines straight. Whether y'all can see them or not, I'm trying to keep all the lines kind of straight. And of course, I use my trusty fingernails. You guys may need to use a bone folder. All right, so now we're going to fold it back this way. Whoops, wrong way. And I did it upside down anyway. See this? Leave it to beaver. All right, let's flip it over. We can fix that. Not a problem. Oh, that's the fun of crafting. That's what happens when you're flipping things all around. You got to double check and double check. Glue once. Double check twice. All right, so we want it to come down like this, and we want it to flip up like this. I had it right to start with, and then I'll change it. And I'll pay more attention. This is what happens when I video, guys. Sometimes I'm more concerned about how things are looking on the video than I am what I'm doing, and I gotta quit that. Okay, this needs to come all the way down to the edge. And line it up. All right, but we fixed it. No problem. I got a little bit there, but I'm going to decorate something there. No problem. Plenty of clip art. Okay. She's going to flip over that way. So now we're just going to glue this whole piece. This whole piece is obsolete. Not going to ever show. It will be glued down to the base page. Now, what you want to do, you want to put it on where you want it at. Slide it on and leave just a little space so you've got plenty of room to move it up and down, guys. You don't want it to be hindered at all. So just make sure you'll be able to flip, and that's what you want. Okay, so that's that. Let's measure again on our page just to make sure it's looking right, and so far so good. All right, next flap. Let's cut another one. And you never know if your cards are the same. And for one thing, the flap's going on the side over here, so that it's going to be different. So I am going to actually measure this one this way. I still want my lines going the same, so pay attention to that. And I still want to cut it about 2 inches, so it's going to be right about here, and it's going to be right about here. This one I'm actually going to have to lay down here like this. And that's not quite 2 inches, so I've got to pay attention. I'll lay it like this and get my 2 inches, because I didn't quite get my 2 inches. So there's 2 inches. Good thing I'm at, lay it back down, isn't it? All right, put it here. Cut it up. About that line right there. Let's make sure your ruler is straight. Like I say, measure twice, cut once. My husband will tell you that because he does the carpentry work, and that's what he tells me all the time. Measure twice, cut once. So the scenario is the same. All right, so there's this one. Again, we're going to fold it over half and half. The printed page to the printed page. Like so. And we're going to attach. And the question is, do we want a pocket? And do we want a pocket there? Or, yeah, we do. Well, no. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it on as a pocket just in case. And if I don't want a pocket, I'm going to have one. I'm not going to cut this. Yeah, I am. I'm going to go ahead and cut the thumb tab. Go ahead and cut the thumb tab. Let's do it again. My thumb tab goes right about there. Just a teeny tiny one. Ink it. All kinds of things you can do to these, so, don't all have to have pockets. All right, and we're going to put this on. And I'm going to double check this again before I glue it on, make sure I'm in the right kind of flip. It's going to flip, see? Good thing I checked. It's going to flip this way. So you want it to glue on this side. Good thing we checked. I do like to try to keep the lines lined up. It just looks better to me. And you got to get it right to that edge. And if you can't get it perfectly lined up, it's not the end of the world. But this part has to actually be lined up. So, really. Put enough glue on, I guess. Make sure it's right on that edge. So I kind of pull my card up to the table like this and tap. I've done it again, guys, I swear. Let's go back on this side. It's funny how I've done that 2 or 3 times to make sure it was right, and I still got it wrong. But this one's going to go right in about here. Now, I'm not going to attach this one here until I get this one, because what I'm trying to do with that one is actually let my Have a Merry Christmas continue to show. So let's just set it aside for a second and get the flap on this one. Hopefully I won't go through as much trauma as I just went through. This one's going to be a different size too. So we're going to just put our paper up here like this. And this has got really wide, the wider print, so it's not going to exactly match up. Not going to worry about it. I will figure out something else to do underneath there. I had something in mind anyway. And we're looking at 2 inches. It's about middle way there. Let's cut it at that line right there. I'm probably going to do a magic fold out of journaling paper there. And I want it right about here. Fold it up. Like so. I'm not going to make this into a pocket because I'm going to do something different with this one. I don't really want an upside down pocket. Sideways pocket's okay, but I don't like upside down pockets. Okay, so we are going to, this one is going to flap this way and fold down, right, like this, okay. Okay, so let's glue her up, and let's ink her up. Just getting around the white edges, because like we're going to cover most of this up with something else. And because I've twisted it all around again, I've got to get here and look. Make sure I'm getting it in the right position again. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's on. Is it? Wasn't on straight though. See that come out the edge there? I got to make sure it's right on that edge for it to work properly. All right, so there's that flap. And we want to glue this down to the back of the card, like so. I want to kind of center away. I want to leave enough space so it can fold without hindering the flip out. And that looks a little crooked, and I don't like that. Okay. This one's a little crooked. All right, and now this one's going to go right there. Put this one up. See, I really wanted to have yourself right there, a Merry Little Christmas. So now we'll attach this one to the back. And we will have our base done. Let's swim now and do our fun stuff. Got it again. Roll it over the edge. Go down. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. Just straighten it out a little. Okay. Now this is our base. So far, that's our base. All right. Now, Kate had done one other thing that was unique, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that with this one. I'm going to keep this simple, I think. If you go look at her video, she had added a envelope, and I don't really know if I want to put an envelope, it would have to come out this way. Do I have room is my question. If I flip the envelope out, it tucks under here. Do I have room? I do. So we'll see if we got a small envelope over here on my stash envelopes that we can use. This one is really, really thin. I'm eerie on my really thin envelopes. Okay, let's look at this thing. Okay. Okay, so if you open this, open this, open this, you're going to have a place to tuck something there. I like that. So we're going to go with that. So let's get our envelope on, and we'll have our base done. Do I like the white envelope? No, I do not. So I'm going to cover it. Let's leave. I'm going to cover it. One of the things I did in my prep, and you guys know I am a stickler for prepping, getting things prepped. And if I don't, things are chaotic. If I do not prep, things get chaotic, okay? So here's how it's going to lay. This one first. So as you open, it's going to open here, 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 and this is your last opening, and then you'll have journaling cards in here. I'm not going to put this in the book with anything on this side. If I leave an opening, it's probably going to be on this side or either at this top, and I may do that. So let's just see how this thing transpires as we go along. All right, first thing I want to do is stain. Excuse me. I need to stain up this envelope because I do not like the stark white envelope. So let me grab some of my scrap paper. Use this scrap brown paper. Let's see if I can get this envelope stained up a little. Remember, this page don't matter. If you get ink on there, it don't matter. It's not going to show. It's not going to show. And all that in there is not going to show. Flip it over. We'll do the same thing again. Oh, give me some ink here. Give me some ink. Give me some color. It's Christmas. We need color, color, color. Definitely want color on the inside of that. Now, what I'm going to do probably on the inside of that is I'm going to go in and find me a piece of my scrap and slide it in there. And it may be, if I can find a piece of this and it's not on heavy cardstock, and I might do it on heavy cardstock because this envelope's very thin. So, I have my excess pieces stashed somewhere. Right here, some of them. Some of my pieces. That was from the sunflower. That looks like it's from this kit. Blind one. Nope, all that's from the sunflower. So, we need scrap. We need scrap. Let me get this scrap pile here. Again, I told you, I have mentioned it somewhere else, and I'm not sure where. I've done so many videos that I don't actually even print. So, oh, there he is, way under here. I knew I had a stack of them. I did mention in that this particular journal is a mix and match journal. Some of the cards, I'm not going to say a lot, some of the cards, some of the pockets, and some of the insert stuff that I'm using. Of course, this envelope is not in the kit. But I am also using tags and pieces from RachandBellas collaboration for 2023. So I am using some of her clip art in my work here. Okay, so let's get her back like she's supposed to. I want to line the inside of this a little bit. And then I'm also going to come right across here and line this a little better. I'm probably going to use some Fabri-Tac. And I might just go ahead and use, I got this pretty pink. We'll go with this. I'm not a washi tape fan, but we'll go for it and see how it looks. This has got pink on it. Oh, I saw some bells. I know I saw stars. But I do want to, this is a stubborn one. This might be a really good washi tape that you don't have to add glue to. No, I would always add glue to my washi tape, especially when you're trying to firm up the area. But I'm going to just do down this line, which is where it folds at. And I'm going to put most of the washi tape on this side. It's going to be a very thin strip on that side so that so much of it is not showing. I don't want a major amount showing. I hope I got it straight. Okay. And it kind of blends with what I already, the color I put down. Yeah, see, it's not much showing, so even if we cover it, we're going to cover that up. So, but it does give me a little bit of a layer of protection right there for this open fold, because this envelope is really, really, really thin. And I'm going to do the same thing when whatever I use here, I'm going to extend it just a little. No, I'm not. I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of washi tape here, way deep inside, right on that same seam. Guys, this is just added protection. You do not have to do this, but if I was to sell my journal and this envelope was to rip and tear off, it would bother me. So I try to make them as sturdy and tight as I possibly can when I'm designing them. So I take extra precautions here and there. Okay, and I don't want a lot on that side, but just enough to give me a layer of protection. I got to get this stuff in, so I'm going to have to go ahead and cut it. Then I'm going to have to pull my flaps up and stuff it underneath. Right under there like that. Bear with me, guys, okay? And I'm going to cut some of that off. My little cute little scissors that I recently purchased. Just that one up under that tab. Alrighty, so that just a tiny little extra layer of protection right there. Let's refold it and make sure we got some strength. You don't see much of the color. You're not going to see probably any of it on this side. You may see that little bit there. That doesn't bother me. And it also kind of covered up what I wouldn't cover there. And I don't really guess I have to cover any more of it. But I'm looking to see if I want to make some depth right there. Carry it over. So see that piece matches right there. Okay, I'm going to use this. That way if I carry it over too, it's going to match out. Okay. All right, what I'm doing is I'm going to put a piece of insert right here. So I'm cutting this one. Make sure I'm straight, because I am the world's worst for making things crooked, and I feel like my ruler keeps moving this. I don't like it. Let me move it down this way. Let me get it on that, and then let me get my ruler. I want it more than 2 inches, I think. I want maybe 2.5. So let's get it at both ends. You mean I'm finally actually going to be able to do this without moving the thing? So get my papers out of the way a minute. Cut my piece off, put it back. All right, now the reason I cut that is because this piece and this piece match. So what I'm going to try to do is go inside this pocket and kind of blend it out the same. You're not seeing a lot of change, a lot of variance between the two, and I might can leave some of that paper hanging over and also get a little bit more strength. And that's my goal, keeping things as strong as I possibly can on this base. Okay. And just a tiny inside where I marked it, just to make sure it's going to slide in. And before I glue it, I'm going to measure to make sure it slides in. I'm sorry, guys. And it's too tight, so we're going to cut just a tiny bit more off. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I had a sneeze, and I had to stop for a minute. I didn't want to blow your ears off. All right, my husband keeps telling me I'm not well enough to come over here and craft yet. And I'm beginning to think he might be right because my trailer's a little cool. But I'm just so tired of sitting in the house. I've been sick for over a week. I missed all of Thanksgiving. Guys, I'm serious. I missed my whole Thanksgiving. I'm so upset over it. All right, why are you not sliding in? Oh, there we go. So you see what I'm saying? I could actually even cut it a little more and still get a lot of that. That's what I'm trying. I'm going to go cut this off just a tiny bit more, right? Oh, I should have just cut it at the 2-inch mark, which is where I started to the first time. Probably should just cut some around there instead of a straight line, but I want to cover some of the inside of that envelope first so that when you're stuffing and you're not seeing the white. That's my first goal. And then adding a little extra strength, that's my second goal. That's the whole purpose in this. All right, one more time. Let's see if we got that one matched up well enough. And I think we did. So let's just put it right here. And since we've got the washi tape right at that point, I am not liking that. I'm going to do it this way then. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I like that better. I don't feel like we're getting as much variance there. So I'm going to glue it down right there. And when I fold it again, I'm going to have just another little bit of strength right there. Okay? But I am going to fold it tight, and I'm not going to do anything as far as inking the sides of this. I want it to weld to that other piece really tight. We don't want a gap or anything at all if we can help it. We don't want anything that's going to hinder us sliding something in and out of this pocket. These are not always the easiest to get in. Many times you'll catch me on videos where I actually slice the envelope, open it up, and do all this with the envelope cut open. But I'm going to try to do it this way this time. And hopefully it works out for us. That's our goal anyway. And I think we accomplished our goal. That does not look bad to me. I like it, matter of fact. Okay. Now we got to carefully come in here. And we're going to push down. Like I say, I want to weld that as tight as I can to the other piece so that it's not going to let loose and nothing's going to hinder something sliding in and out of this pocket. Now I got to come back over here. And we're going to refold this. I use my fingernails. They're my bone folder. But you may need a bone folder to redo this one, guys. If you want to get that flap back really tight again. Okay, so there it is. Okay, there's your flap. Okay, there's your pocket. And you got a pocket right here. All right, let's decorate this side here. What are we going to use? Do we want a pretty pattern? Do we want to go in and grab one of our pieces like this? Look, I've got lots of these that were from the pages. Do we want to go in that's got an element in it and do that? Or a scene? I love this scene, which you already got this scene, so I'm not sure that kind of clashes. But then we've got this one here. And I'm thinking that only gives us all right, let me see. If we do the toy soldier, we're going to cut off pretty much all of the frame, right? There again, I want to see what this is going to look like from behind. So I'm not sure that I don't need to go with just something plain and then decorate. Oh, Teddy's kind of cute. I kind of like Teddy. Oh, and I like Santa. All right, wait a minute. All right, I got two choices here that I'm kind of leaning towards. My jar, my mason jar. I'm kind of leaning toward my mason jar because you're not seeing a lot of the design when it's like this until you open it completely up. That's what I'm going to lean to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lay my design right here. And I want to get as much of the mason jar in as I can, taking off the peppermint frame, if I can. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to hold it this way and see how high we need it. We need it to come up right about here. Doesn't have to be all the way up, so we can cut within those lines a little bit. So the first one I'm going to cut is going to be this top one, because if I cut this one off, I'm going to cut my pencil line off. So the first one I want to cut is the top one, and I'm going to cut it just a tiny bit below my pencil line. I don't care if the red edge shows from the envelope. Okay, lay that aside, we can use it. Okay, then we're going to come here and cut up this side. Cut up this side. And come over here. Measure it again. Get right on that, a little bit below it, or within it, and cut this side. Get out from under my ruler, thank you. And then we're going to do, that was what you call an upside down cut. Did it? All right, let's see if this is going to be the right size. Boy, I can't believe I threw that over there in my scraps. Okay. Now, it's still, nope, it's just about teetotally perfect. Didn't ask for better than that. So, we're going to, what's the first step? Color the edges. Let's get these edges blending with the rest of the pages. Okay. Now I know what we called it. We called it a journal card stack flip. Flip stack or stack flip, whichever one. That's what the name of this project was. I kept saying, I'm not saying that right, but I figured it out. It's a journal card stack flip, because you're stacking them and flipping them. Okay? All right. Just a late thought, guys. Ignore me. All right. I don't think that's absolutely perfect, but you know what? It is a handmade journal. And if I were to try to do perfection, I would never get one of these videos done. I would definitely never get a journal done. You wouldn't believe how many errors I make on journals, and I have to cover them up. And guess what? Usually when I cover them up, the second idea was way better than the first. Isn't that funny how that works? But it works that way for me a lot of times. I got one thing in my head, and then I goof up, and when I finish, my second result was better than my original plan. So this one's a little crooked, but I am not going to, yes I am, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to pull it from this edge. If I haven't already let it seal too quick, because this really does grab quick. I'm going to straighten this edge right here out, right there, and I'm going to actually make the hangover on this side, because I can come in here, and it's not enough to worry about probably, but I can come in and very carefully do not hit that hinge. Trim that little bit off. All right, guys, I got that. That worked out good. So there is your envelope. You almost don't even know it's there until you open it up, okay? All right. Now, we're going to open this, and we're going to cover just a little bit. We want it to still remain obvious that there's an envelope there. And I'm going to glue down these two little edges because they're really thin paper. So anything we put in here is going to be smaller. It's going to have to fit within this section here, right within this area here. But we need to thicken this up because, again, this paper, these envelopes are tiny. I think they were Valentine envelopes, and they are really made of nothing material. So what do we want here? What do we want here? Do we want to just keep it like a simple floral design? I think maybe that's what we're going to do. Nothing intricate. We got so much stuff going on in it. I think we want to keep this kind of simple. What do you think? Well, that's the way I'm going. Okay. I wish I was live so I could actually hear what you guys have to say, because sometimes, well, more than one head's better than one head. I guess that's the word. I've heard the saying, two heads are better than one. Well, I'm just saying many heads or many ideas are better than one. So there's times I would love to have people's ideas. Okay. So let's go just outside of this a little bit. Hope that we can keep it straight, because sometimes if I don't cut these straight, then anything else I cut's not straight. My desk is messy, I'm sorry, but I'm so used to just moving stuff out of my way, it doesn't faze me. Okay, so we're going to do it this way first. Save that. And then I cannot remember where I marked it. Shame on me. Let me get my glasses on. I'll probably just cut it off. And I did. I didn't do right by cutting. No, I didn't. There it is, right there. I didn't cut it off. All right. I'm going to lay the line here as straight as I can, and I'm going to cut just a little bit inside that mark. Okay. And this should be the final design to go on the pocket part, and I want it right up against this, because this is where I want my strength. Like that. Okay. Nice. That's how it's going to lay. To make sure it's even, and that looks like it's a little bit off, but we're going with it. Again, there gets to be a point in time where you can't be so picky. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I'm out of camera gluing, but y'all know how to glue. You don't have to see me glue. That's really boring, isn't it? Okay, let's hide the two seams if we can. We cut it enough. Slide it right to the edge. Okay, and push down. All right, now our pocket has got the covering on it. We pressed it down tight on that where we want it. Now I have the strength that I needed to add to this envelope, so now I'm not so worried about stuff going in and out of this envelope. Okay, so that's done. That's done. All right. Now, last but not least, we got to do the little decorations with these and whatever else I'm going to add. Okay, on this one, I want to find some of my paper that I printed. This paper. If I got any left. And I do. Now that's cardstock. I want the paper. I had printed some on regular paper. It might be in this little stack of newspapers here. If not, I'm going to print some real quick and I'll be right back. Because I like my printed paper. Okay, give me just a minute and I'll be right back, and we're going to finish up this journal card stack flip. Journal card stack flip. Flip out that we're going to get done using the online paper. I do want to say these take about a 3x3 card in order for them not to stick out. So if you want to take a few minutes and go ahead and round you up some cards that are 3x3, or take cards you already got and cut them down to 3x3, we're going to need 1, 2, 3. Well, this is going to be a different size. 1, 2 at least of the 3x3s. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with those to make them really nice journaling spots. And I'm definitely going to cut my corners off. I want them rounded. I just kind of, this is a medium one. I want the medium corners on these. And stain those. I don't know, rounding just makes that little extra finished touch, or that pretty little decorative punch that I have that makes the corners. I like that, just that little extra touch. Okay, so we're going to go with that. These will fit in here, but we're going to do one other thing to it before we stop. And down here, I may do some kind of a piece of a chip art or clip art or something, if I can find something small enough. It really depends if I've got that, or maybe a fussy cut, or or a die cut that I've got that's going to go there, but I'll look for something. We really want this to be nice because you've got plenty of journaling spot there and plenty of journaling spot there. You got journaling spot there. Yeah, it is a journal, so you got plenty of spots to journal with. This card's matching that. We're going to find one more card for here. It's got to be a 3x3. For some reason, I really like the globe. I love the mouse, and that's what I'm going with, the mouse. So I'll be right back as soon as I've got these prepped. Stay. But I did find some die cuts that I've had for a while. I've had punched out ready to go for Christmas and just haven't used them. So this is where I feel like these can come in just to add a little something to that pocket. I don't want anything really intricate. And, of course, you don't want to go below the pocket, and you don't want to stick above it. So I got to look a minute and see if this is what I think I want. I like the berries, so I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to go with that. I need to cut off right there, it looks like. Cut that little piece off right there and glue that down. All right, so let's glue that one on that pocket up there. Oh, I like that side better. Okay, get a little bit more of a three-dimensional look on that side. I'm going to try to get all these prongs glued down, guys, because there again, these can rip and tear if they're not glued real good. So just bear with me. We're going into an hour into this video, close to it, so I don't want to kill you too much longer, but we want it to look nice, so we're going to work on it. And then I'm going to twist it however I can to make it stick up there. All right, that's up there. And now I want the berries, I think. I have two types of leaves here. Let's see which one I like the best. I like this color the best for my traditional red. It's more, I don't know, this is more burgundy, but it's okay. I don't want that big poinsettia, though. Get some. This is why I hate using die cuts, because when I package them together, they just stick together so badly. I kind of like that. So let's pop it off right there and there. Put that aside and see what we get up here. Okay, let's do the back of this one. Make sure we're getting glue on these very tips. That's where it's mighty important, on them very tips. Yeah, y'all know I don't use these much, but I'll probably start using them a little more. They seem to be popular with most people. Okay. And I'm going to have to come in and snip with my little snippers here. That one little piece off. I'm going to just come right in there like that. Ha! Come on, don't be ugly. All right, so that gave my pocket a little design right there. And it's still not to say that you might not find just a really tiny piece of clip art or a label that says just Merry Christmas something. So let's go ahead and get the two pockets done. We're not going to do a pocket here. We're doing something totally different down here. But let's go find another piece of, let's see if we can find some holly. There's a piece of holly. I knew I had some in there. This winter green. Yeah, goes that way. Okay, I'm going to try to get it on. That's the thing about this, is it got such a thin little stem. I can kind of twist this to fit it on there. I don't have to necessarily lay the way it's on here. Okay, we're going to put it there and twist it so that we got all of it on this edge here. We're going to come with our snips and cut that piece off, get rid of it, and cut that piece off, get rid of that. Okay, glue that down and come in with what? Let's come in with the berries. That's exactly what I want right there, berries. Okay. Hope not. Lord, I hope not. Okay, we got the berries now. I think that looks pretty on that pocket. Okay, so that pocket's done now. So we got that trim on that one, and I am going to probably find labels to put down there. We'll find them in no time, but we'll get this done. So I say we're about to get into our last minute of our video. I am trying to keep my videos under, way under 2 hours. No, around an hour. I had tried to go 40 minutes, but I couldn't get anything done in a 40-minute video, really. So I don't like breaking them up. I'm going to lay those aside because we're probably going to use those some more. Okay, so that's got those two pockets done. This is done. And now I'm going to start with my paper. Hold on. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to make more journaling spots. So we're going to start with this one. And the width is what? 5 inches. So I'm going to take this paper like this, cut it 5 inches. I wish I had larger paper, but I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut it 5 inches here. Might need to cut this a little smaller, but I'm not sure. I'll know in a minute. I'm going to cut it 5 inches. And I'm going to take my, and this is double-sided. Make sure it's double-sided paper. Whatever you want for your extra writing space. Make sure it's double-sided because you're going to attach these and you're going to fold them for a fold out. All right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done good 4 inches, right? 4 inches. I cut that one wrong, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was right. I got to cut another inch off this one. I don't know where my brain was. Wasn't in my cutting. That's for sure, was it? Okay, we got it now. All right. Now I'm going to attach these two together. Somewhere along this bottom. As close as I can without it being all that noticeable. Because I've got a really long sheet of paper. Okay, so right where that line is there, we're going to line these two lines up like so. Press down. There's your two pieces. Press down. Okay, now we are going to make a journaling spot flip out right here. Okay? So what you're going to get right here, a journaling spot flip out. So we want to fold it down like this. Measuring it. You see when I'm measuring it right against that card. But we want it just inside of it a little bit. You're going to bring the next one up. Same way. And we're going to bring it down just a tiny bit. So that we can actually fold it in without it crowding it. I'm using really thin paper, so we're probably going to be okay. But every time you fold, go just a little bit more in. A little bit more in, a little bit smaller. Each one needs to be just a little bit smaller than the other fold. Not a lot. Very small fraction, but that's what you want. And then this is the last piece. And I may cut that off. I will decide when I look at it glued down. So that's the way we're going to go with it. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to glue this piece straight on here. Okay. And when you open it up, you're going to have a journaling spot like this. Okay. And I am going to cut this last piece here off. I don't want that excess. Wait a minute. Let me think. Give me a think. Give me a real think here. I want to attach something there. Guys, I'm going to refold it. Just bear with me. I'm going to fold it just a little bit smaller. Let me check back because I need to put something here to catch it. So let's refold this a little bit small. No, I'm going to do it just like it is. It's fine. It's fine. I'll put my attachment up here. Right? Can I do that? Let me look and see if that's what it's going to, if it'll grab it right there and hold it. Yes. Okay. That's what we're going to do. All right. You'll see in a minute. All right, what we're going to do is take that first piece and we're going to just glue it completely down. That's why I told you not to worry about what that piece looked like, because we were going to cover it completely. And we are right now going to cover it. We want to cover it tight with this journaling paper. Okay, the journaling paper is going to go here, here. Make sure you got a little bit of space there. Put it down. Let me fluff it up and make sure it's not showing. It's not showing. Okay, so I don't think I have to do anything, really, except just keep pressing it. Unless I want to, because I can hold it all this way. You can do it that way. I think I did it enough that I can fold it that way without it bulking up, and I'm not sure if I did or didn't. It just takes a practice, a little bit of practice. Okay. Okay. No, I'm not going to worry about it. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I like it better the other way, that we're done a zigzag. I like the zigzag fold better. This worked out better for me, I think. But now that should have broken the paper up enough to really get a good solid fold, I hope. I hope it didn't mess it up. I don't want to come below it. I don't want it to show. It's really kind of a hitting writing spot. Okay. When you're doing it to pop up, when you first open it, you want to kind of say shut. So here's what we're going to do. That's hanging out. That's hanging out. I don't like that. Let's pull this one in just a little. It looks like we didn't fold it really straight. Pull it in a little. Let me look at it. Yeah, that's good. All right, now what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to take one of my chip arts, some kind of a chip art, and I'm going to do it kind of a matchbox style. I don't want a big piece, so we're actually going to probably ruin a piece of the chip art. Let's go in this one, find this chip art. It's not as thick, and it don't need to be all that thick, I don't think. This holly would work, okay? All right, I'm going to make this a tuck, like this. So you can tuck it in, and when you pull it out, it's going to open, okay? So underneath here, we're going to glue this. So glue this one about halfway, because I think that's about where we're going to cut it. Okay. You know, we just want it on this top piece here. We don't want it to go all the way down. We want it on the top piece. Go in here and cut it off. Okay. Okay. Just glue that one little strip right across there. That little strip's all you want to glue. And you're going to tuck this in. That'll hold it. So that's holding it down. It didn't. Well. I guess I could have put one here too, but this will hold it down, and this will hold it down. So I'm not too worried about it at this point. And I might have made it too much spread out, but I just kind of like that. I like this long piece here that you can write on now, both sides. Okay. All right, that one's done. Now, I got this card here. That's a journaling spot here. And this card here is a journaling spot. Now, you can actually, if you wanted to, you could actually put one of these on the back of that and make more journaling spot. We're not going to, because this one turned out so fat. And I may do something a little different here. We're going to do one in here when my paper finishes printing. And I'm taking a look at this to see if my folds just are not correct. I've got to come back in and do these folds a little better, and then we'll get this under control. And I apologize because I have not pre-done one like this, and I really probably made my paper too long, but I'm not going to change it now. I'm going to leave it the same. Because I kind of like having this much garment spot, but I am going to come in and make the folds a little smaller so that we're not jutting out. And see if I can get them a little more even. And that's my problem, is I put too much down that bottom right there. That's okay here. I don't know if we're going to make it work here or not. Since we've already folded that one. I don't want it to fold a lot differently. Okay. And we're going to tuck that one in there. So we need to cut some of that off now because I folded it too much. That's all right. But y'all have the idea of what I'm trying to say here. Tuck that in right there. Okay. And then that's going to fold up there like that. And now I come off this edge. I am going to make myself mad here. Give me, guys. There's always a way to fix it, and I'm going to do it just like this. I'm going to rip that off. And I am going to cut this other piece right here on this line. Make it one less fold higher. And if I make any changes, I'll come back and correct it. But I'm just not happy the way it's folding. I'm not happy, and I'm going to cut some of the side edges off because it's not folding. I should have folded it off the board like this. You don't want that one to change. See, there's my problem. It's not folding right along that straight edge there. And I am going to come in. I need a little bit less here and a little bit less here. They have to be a little bit smaller each time, so they got to stay straight on that edge. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and do one more little adjustment. Because we want it as flat as possible. My other adjustment's going to be right here. I'm going to come in here and cut off a little piece of that side. All the way through all of it. I got one piece off that side. And I'm going to come over here and cut just a tiny slither off the side. And hopefully that's going to take care of our issue. Okay. Okay. Come back down here. And redo that. Watch what, I got to fix it. In my earlier days, I would have scrapped this total video, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you. This is being honest. Stuff happens. And you have to figure out a way to fix without completely losing your project. Because we've already spent an hour on this project. And I don't want to start it over. And I don't want you to think that everything always works out exactly smoothly. It doesn't. It's not a thing wrong with you taking and correcting the errors. And that's what I've just done here. I've taken what I had, and I've gone back in, and I'm correcting the mistakes. And you're going to see it's going to be just fine. And if it's not just fine, guess what? You'll never see this video. That's the best part of it. But I have all ideas. You're going to be seeing this video. All right, now we've got it cut a little smaller. And we're going to glue down just this last flat part. So it's not quite as big as my background now. So we're going to glue down that last flat part. And a little space at the top, and a little space on each side. We want to make sure that it's not hanging over the bottom. Come on, don't be a pain. You have a place you have to be. And we got to get you straight. Now it's done, guys. Okay, now there's your tuck spot, your tuck and your writing spot, all in one piece on the back of your very bottom card, like so. Everything folds down like this. There is your insert. All right. Now, one other piece of paper I'm going to do, and again, I'm just going to fold it up and put it in my envelope. Okay. So our envelope has to have a journaling page, and I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to fold it over like this. See if it's long enough. It is. And then I'm just going to fold it like this. Press it down. And stick it in the envelope. So there is your journaling spot there. Now, you don't have to use the paper. You could go in and put journaling cards there if you wish. That's up to you. I like the journaling spot. Now here, if you want to leave this like this, you can, or you can come in and find one more decorative journaling card that kind of makes the theme, because it's going to be hidden anyway with the envelope. So don't get too big a one like that one. That's way too big. But if you don't like just your background sheet, you could actually come in with another one. And I'm sure I've got something that would look really pretty there. I don't want to go anything too terribly fancy, and I don't want anything that's similar to what we've already got. And I'm not sure that I'm even going to do, oh, I know what I'm going to do there. I changed my mind. I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm crazy, guys, but I'm going to do another journaling spot. I'm just going to glue another journaling piece down. Say right about here. Let's make it, just utilize it as for usefulness instead of just to put pretty pictures in. If the person that gets this journal, or you're making it for somebody, if they want to put a picture there, they can cover right over the top of these lines and put a photo. But let's make it useful. It's a journal, so let's make it for its usefulness. And that's what we do with journals, is we write. So all these hidden writing spots just gives a little hidden place for somebody to put something. I mean, that's the perfect ending to this one to me. Yeah, that's perfect. I like that. We're going to go with it. I threw my bottle of glue and all this work right over. Goodness. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but we got the journal card flip sack, and it's really cute to me. And like I said, this thing is done with my Tis the Season Christmas journal kit, digital kit. That is what I'm using as my base. That's what you're seeing on most of the backgrounds and most of the journaling cards. Like I said, I did use some RachandBellas ephemera, because I just didn't want to have to keep making more and more cards to add to the kit. But there you go. You got a writing spot there. You got a writing spot here. It folds out. Tucks under there so that it doesn't just pop out when you open the flap. This flap goes over, has a journaling card with journaling space on it, journaling space there. And then you got your mouse with his journaling space going on, and there is your insert. This is your journal, card, stack, flip. That's what it is. It stacks and flips. Okay, and now we're going to add it to our book. And this is why I'm saying we didn't have to pull our page out, because now our base can actually just glue into our book like this. Another thing is, and I can add this, and this is strictly up to you guys, but if you're not happy with it like this, you can change it a little bit. Flip this one down like this, and put her hair, and go in and take your punch. Let me see where my round punch got off to. I don't see my round punch now. Oh, I put it back where it belongs. Take your round punch if you don't like the way this is sticking up. This is up to you. but come in and punch a button. You can make a button. Now it's got to be real. You're gonna have to make it thick, so you're gonna have to add cardstock. But this is just an additional thing you can do. You can put a button there and attach it. Make sure you don't attach it. Make sure you attach it to the very back part here. But you can either sew it in right there, and then sew a button on right here at the bottom of her, whatever you want. And then you can do a string pull tag and you know, string it together. And if I do that, I will show it to you at a later time. But for right now, for time's sake, we got one other thing that we need to discuss, and that is, do we want a large journal card coming out the side or the top? And on this one, I think I want to glue the top, everything this way, and have my journal card coming out this side here. So, to attach it to my book, I'm going in right here with right much glue, because this is a lot of weight on this card, so we want to put a lot of glue right here. And that slip fold right there really made a little bit of bulk. But we have strengthened it up along these edges. That's what the washi tape was for. It did strengthen up these edges. So let's go this route. I feel sure we're tight enough. Move it towards the inside, up and down, and then I'm going to push it right there and hold it a minute. Again, a bone folder, if you have one. I use my fingernails, but for sake of those who don't have long fingernails like me, I will show it to you this way. Open it up this way. Open it up, push it along that edge there where you're gluing it. Okay. And just make sure it's down tight. Let it sit a while before you start trying to poke anything in it. And make sure that you come back and put a big card. I don't have a great big journaling card done right now. So we will later, but this has got a spot right here for a journaling card. And if you don't want to put one there, that's fine. So this is NanaKaye saying, I hope you enjoyed the journal card flip, stack, flip, journal card, stack, flip. And if you would, I appreciate it if you give it a like. I hope you watched the whole video all the way through. If you got through the project, you did watch it all the way through. And I will be back soon with another insert. We are going to be doing our inserts this way using background pieces that I have already cut. The 4.5 by 7.5, so I have a whole stack of them, and we can just keep adding inserts until we get the 'Tis the Season journal ready to make the cover. So this is NanaKaye signing off today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like. It's really important to me to get this to get my channel a little more widespread. Like I said, I didn't meet my goal this year, but maybe by next year I'll meet my goal. And I appreciate everybody that comes in and watches. I appreciate all the comments. So I will see you probably tomorrow. Bye-bye and have a good evening.